Okay. Our topic today is I have the right to be angry. Yes, you have the right to be angry. Somebody hurt you, and you have the right to be angry. But what do you get from your anger? Most people overlook that what you get from your anger. Because most people think of people, think of things, think of people around you, but never think of yourself. Think into your mind, get into your mind, and what's the real benefit of doing that. My name is Chayanon Kitjananto. First of all, talk about forgive. Here, I like this one. Forgive to forget. If you say give to get, or forgive to forget. If I compare to your computer, when you have bad file and you keep it in your computer for many years, you don't like to delete that file. It's a bad file. It's file that something that bad experience, you keep that. When you have time, you have spare time, you recall that file and hurt you. Same thing. Bad experience that you have in the past, you keep in your mind. You don't want to forget it. If you can forgive, the way to forget is to forgive. If you cannot forgive, you cannot forget. You cannot forget, you keep remembering that bad experience in your life. And when you have time, when you have spare time, you recall that and hurt yourself. But, some people enjoy being hurt. Enjoy being hurt with that. For what? The stepping stone that we want to talk about it is to give without expecting anything in return. Forgive to forget. And observe precept, and meditate. You know, those 4 things, it's a stepping stone to generate merit. To give without expecting anything in return. If you give something away and you expect something in return, that's called what? That's called investment. If you invest in something, no matter how high the rate of return on investment, you don't satisfy. If you get 5% in return, you need 10%, 20%. But think about that. If we can give something to someone, give away without expecting anything in return, what do you get about it? You get happiness in return. You see, on your friend's birthday, you give him or give her a birthday gift to her, to him or to her. At the same time, inside your heart, you expect your birthday gift in return on your birthday. If you get the birthday gift in return, that's okay. But if you don't get by any chance, you get angry with it, or you get annoyed inside. You are not happy. So if you give something away without expecting anything in return, you will be happy because you don't expect anything in return. Forgive. It's hard to forgive people. When you get bad experience, you keep remembering it. It's hard to forget. It's hard to forgive. If you cannot forgive, you cannot forget. Every time you have spare time, you recall that and hurt you. It hurts you. Don't hurt yourself. Stop hurting yourself by keeping that without forgiving. Just forgive and forget. You will be happy. If you do that, those 4 precept, the observing precept is kind of cultivating merit. Meditations cultivating merit. And what do we need merit for? Because merit is kind of pure energy. It's kind of pure energy that we can carry to the next lifetime. And only thing, think about it. All property you have, you cannot carry over to the next lifetime. only merits and demerits to carry over to the next lifetime. So we should cultivate merit and accumulate more and more merits by give without expecting anything in return. Then you get merit. That's kind of pure energy. Forgive to forget. When you forget, you get merits in return. Observing precept, you get merits. Meditation, get merit. So we should cultivate merits and accumulate all merits. But how merits are cultivated? How merits are cultivated? Yet we have three steps in cultivating merits. Before giving, let's see, talk about giving. Before giving, when you set up your mind that you will give something away without expecting anything in return, before giving, being glad, be glad before giving. But at the moment that you give, see, being glad before giving, you get merit. But at the moment you give, admire and respect while cultivating. Most people think that when you give something away to someone, the one who admire and respect gotta be the receiver. This the way the is common way that we try to understand that way. The receiver should be admired and be respected while receiving. But try to think opposite. The giver admire and respect while cultivating, while giving away something away. So you will gain more and more merits. Now, after that, after having given, keep recalling and rejoice in those merits. Cultivation of merit is not stop when you finish giving. But after giving, you can recall that and rejoice in doing that. You're still gaining merit. Remember this. See, merits will still getting bigger and bigger after giving. Because it's kind of pure energy. It does a count. The counting unit is not 1, 2, 3, remember, but it's exponential way. 2, 4, 6, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128, and it's go to 1 million easily. So giving without expecting anything in return is considered difficult. It's considered difficult for many people. But how can forgiveness be so easy to do? You know, to forgive is, I think, to forgive is harder than giving. If we can give, giving is a little bit difficult. To forgive is a little harder to do. How can forgiveness be so easy to do, right? Now, so simple forgiveness is just difficult, and it is harder to be joyful and feel rejoice in forgiving something to someone. You know, simple forgiveness is still difficult, but how can you are joyful and feel rejoice in forgiving something to someone? How can it's that harder to? But think about that. It's the truth. In forgiving, quite similar to giving. First step before giving, strengthen with loving kindness in order to forgive. You know, when you do hard thing, you need to strengthen with loving kindness to forgive. Take time, take patience, and think about loving kindness to forgive. That's first step. The moment before you forgive. At the moment you forgive at the moment you forgive. Forgive with humility and forget. Forgive with humility and forget. Don't just say that, okay, I forgive you. But deep down in your mind, I'm waiting for my turn to, forgive with humility and forget about it. And after having forgiven, keep recalling and rejoice in those merit too. If you can do that, if you can forgive all by your heart, by your mind, you get happiness in return And if you recall that and feel rejoice in those merits, you get more and more merits. Merits, pure energy. It's still working after you forgive. Yes, you have the right to be angry. But what do you get from your anger? What do you get from your anger? Think opposite. See the guy why the person who attacked us verbally is having good night's sleep. We keep repeating his words in our head, yearning for revenge. That person attacked us once, but we attacked ourselves many times more. See two guys. Remember, negativity, negative feeling and positive feeling never occur at the same moment. When you are angry, there is no loving kindness. When you are greedy, there is no giving away without expecting anything in return. When you are jealous, there is no sympathetic joy. Therefore, be patient and listen to the opinions of others are the way to allow loving kindness to do its part. So, we should have loving kindness to do its part. So, gotta be patient, listen to the opinion without anger. Whoever stays calmer has an advantage. So in dealing everything, gotta be calmer. You get an advantage over that. Claiming freedom without thinking about the actual benefits is probably a trap that will pull oneself into the pit of defilement that generates suffering. Remember the trick of defilement. Try to do everything, make you think, try to pull you to negativity. So in practicing meditation, hatred and revenge are one of hindrances that must be avoided. It's obstacle of meditation. So know the tricks of defilement and find a way to control and overcome it. The trick of defilement. We gotta know that. and find a way to control and overcome it. Do it for yourself first, and it will affect society and humanity. Do it for yourself first, and it will affect society, our society and humanity, and the world at last. So the last word is practicing meditation regularly will help a lot to overcome the trick of defilement. Okay, that's it for the day. And thank you, everyone. Any question? Is there any question who want to ask? Question? You know, that the last thing I want to add at the end, think of yourself first. If you encounter the problem, if encounter some suffering, try to look at yourself. Only one that you can correct is yourself. You cannot correct others. This is the best way to cope with all negativity, cope with the trick of defilement. Think of yourself. Stop hurting yourself. No question? Okay. Okay, Priya.
Chayanon. Okay, everyone, let's put our palms together and pay respect to the Dichi monks together by saying Namaskar. Namaskar. And let's have a photo. Can you take a photo? Give me a signal. Okay, 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, thank you everybody for coming. I hope you enjoyed our session, and I hope you guys can join us next week. Thank you, everybody.
Before we leave, let me give you some blessing.
Oh, pardon me.
Let all merits that you have cultivated and accumulated for many lifetimes bring you happiness and success, bring you longevity with good health, and help create loving kindness, compassion, sympathetic joy throughout your whole life and the lifetimes to come. Okay, good night, good morning to everyone. Hope to see you again. Bye bye.
Take care, everybody. Have a good day.